speaking of guys, you penned a letter this week from a female perspective to Bernie Sanders. I've written about this several times from a male perspective, and then we got on the phone, and you went into a rant, and I said, this needs a female perspective. So tell people, it's called, what do I have it? Dear men who vote Bernie Sanders, you're not men at all. And you received so much hate mail.
I did, from a lot of men who somehow were trying to defend their manhood by saying, no, but really I am a man. Just because I want Bernie Sanders doesn't mean I'm not a man. Like, okay, I'm not even gonna give that a response. I only have time for real men if I'm gonna respond to a tweet or a Facebook message or an email. Like, no. I even had some wives like, well, my husband works, he's full-time and he volunteers, but he's voting for Bernie Sanders, and how dare you? Like, really?
Yeah, I don't think your husband's volunteering. I think you can go on down to the local gay bar and find him ducking you. That's what I think. Okay, so you wrote this, and I've talked about this. I don't believe that in 2016 you can be a man and be an actual full-fledged progressive. I don't mean be kind of like a liberal, maybe pro-abortion or things. I mean full-on Bernie socialist. I've written about that. What was your main point here in this article that people hated you so much?
Well, the idea that men have to provide for themselves and provide for their family, I can see myself on the camera, and it's very distracting.
Because she's so good looking. That's why.
Oh,
like, I got this tan. I got the vitamin D. Watch, this is going to become a GIF, and then everyone the rumors of
do it again, full
gay.
shot. There you go.
All right, go ahead, Courtney. Try not to be distracted.
Yeah. Men don't need other men to provide for them or their families. They also don't need a politician to demand that other people demand that their tax dollars be taken to give to other people who refuse to work for themselves. So real men provide for themselves, provide for their families. They don't whine. They don't say it's not fair that so-and-so has more. They don't excuse why they're not successful or blame it on white privilege. They don't do that. They say, screw it. I see a challenge accepted. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to be successful despite all of these things that I have going against me. Bernie Sanders voters don't do that. They believe Barack Obama. They believe Bernie Sanders when they say, oh, the deck is stacked against you. You didn't build that. We can help you. You deserve your fair share. And these rich people who've just glided through life, they're gonna pay for you. It's okay. We're gonna take care of you. That's not a man. That's a pussy. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry.
Well, I don't think we have to beep that.
No.
You don't have to. No, I think it's only if I'm referring to the anatomy.
Yeah, stop it, because I know Courtney will go there. She's a lady, but she's a lady who's willing. She will go there. And I don't want her to go there right now. Yeah, I agree with you. And I just don't have a lot in common with guys like that. And I think you can have it with wealthy people, too. I mean, I think you see that with rich guys who feel they have to prove because some things have been handed to them as opposed to people who are self-built. But particularly, it is the ideology of a Bernie voter. To subscribe to it, you have to believe that someone else is pulling the strings and it's not in your control. And I just see that as anti-rugged individualist. But as a woman, does it actually, like, could you ever date a leftist?
No, I don't think so. No.
You choked on your words.
If I were to see like a guy pull up in a Prius with a Bernie Sanders sticker or a Darwin fish instead of the Jesus fish, we're done.
Really?
We're done.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't. And it's not anything against people who drive Priuses. Some people like the car, fine, but
no, nobody likes the car.
If you're a people pleaser and you want people to like you and you want everybody to know how much you care for the poor or whatever, I can't. It's gross.
Well, you want someone who cares for the poor. You just don't want someone who advertises it to pick up chicks.
Hey, look it. If you care for the poor, great. Care for the poor with your own money. Don't mandate other people's money go to something that you feel like it's
not charity. That's not charity.
It's not theft.
Yeah, and I love how they separate that as a fiscal issue. Well, isn't theft kind of a moral issue? Wouldn't we put that on that side of the ledger? Yeah, it's interesting to hear a woman say that because my dad and I have talked about that as men. But now, is this something that I know when we write about these things, sometimes we think up ideas for columns. Is this something that has been percolating for a while? You've always felt that way, and it was just sort of cathartic to put it to paper, or was it an aha epiphany?
So I've always thought this. I kind of think liberal man is an oxymoron. I don't think you can be a liberal and be a man. And I mean that in a masculine. You can't be masculine. You can be a male adult, but I don't think of you as being masculine if you espouse liberal ideas and if you live by the liberal ideas. There are a lot of successful men, successful people who say liberal things, but they aren't liberal in their own lives. They're conservative in their own lives. They're men in their own lives. But if you just even, no,
That was a long way around to express her disgust. But that's true. Greg Gutfeld made that point, that anyone who's successful had to do so through the pillars of conservatism, of taking it upon themselves and personal responsibility. I wish I could find that, but Greg Gutfeld, Google it.
At Prager University video.
At Prager University. Yep. Guy does some great stuff. Okay, Courtney, we will bring you on after this break to anger some more men and maybe find some suitors. Louder with Kreider. Stay tuned for more Courtney. Hey, you're still here. That's surprising. I'm not going to lie. This is the internet. Most people have an attention span of 4 seconds. But this is a clip taken from the full weekly videocast podcast. You can click below to watch that full videocast or subscribe on iTunes or SoundCloud. Click my face to go to louderwithkreider.com where there are more articles than you could read in a lifetime, or click below me where there's another video. It's shorter because I know you're busy and you have things to do, like find pants.